Good evening, everyone. I'd like to call to order the Concord Township Zoning Commission meeting for Tuesday, December 3rd, 2019. Going to have a rather brief agenda tonight because plans have changed based on a letter we received yesterday from Todd Victor, Ralph Victor Construction. And I'm going to read that letter just for the record. It's addressed to Planning and Zoning, Concord Township. This is Heather. Ralph Victor Construction Incorporated would like to request that the Zoning Commission continue the hearing for the Kettle Brick Farm that is presently scheduled for December 3rd, 2019. Respectfully, Todd Victor, President, Ralph Victor Construction, which means they were not ready to present tonight, so they've asked that the public hearing continuation takes place at the January 7th meeting instead of tonight. So that item would not be on the agenda. I'll need a motion from someone on the board here to accept this.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept Mr. Victor's request to continue the public hearing until January.
I second.
Thank you. Heather, please call for a vote.
Mr. Lingenfelter?
Aye.
Mr. McIntosh?
Yes.
Mr. Schindler?
Yes.
Mr. Mossick?
Yes.
And Mr. Peterson?
Yes.
So that'll continue at the January meeting
So,
at 7 o'clock.
right. So we will continue that public hearing at the January 7th meeting, and that will not be on tonight's agenda as was previously scheduled. The second item on tonight's agenda is the approval from our last meeting, which was October 1st, 2019. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the minutes as written.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, minutes from October 1st, 2019 are approved. Correspondence report, and I'll start with Morgan. Any?
I have not had any zoning correspondence.
Okay. Sue?
None for me?
Frank?
None.
Andy?
Nope.
The only thing I had were a couple emails that I received today asking about tonight's meeting, the fact that they'd heard that it was going to be deferred, and I told them that it was. So that's the only correspondence that I had. Audience participation. Does anybody in the audience want to speak on anything other than what's related to the public hearing? Any other subject? No? If not, then we'll move on. The item 5 on the agenda is just to schedule the next zoning commission meeting, which will be at 7 p.m. on January 7th, 2020.
Mr. Chairman, if there isn't any other public comment, I would respectfully request a few minutes to address the board and the members that are here when we get to that point.
Certainly may have that.
Okay. I didn't think I'd actually get emotional about this, but driving here, I realize I am. 8 months ago, I decided to run for township trustee, and as everybody knows, I did win that election earlier this month. So this is my last meeting as a zoning commission member. When I filed the run for the office, it was an opportunity based on the fact that I saw the board that I've worked constructively with for the last 10 years changing, and an opportunity to come in and participate on that. And I got very excited about the opportunity and raced on all summer long. I went out into the community, campaigned, worked with people, spent time expanding my engagement within the community beyond the confines of zoning, which we've all worked constructively on for the last 10 years. And you know, the eyes on the prize thing kind of took center stage. Since earlier this month that the results of the election were known, you know, followed by a lot of excitement. But in the last couple of weeks, as I approached this meeting, a little bit of sentiment and feeling came in as I've served with this group for 10 years, and Andy and Frank the longest of that. And I look back and I reflect on the value of the time I've spent on this board, learning about Concord, the friendships that I've made, and the work that we've done. Being out in the community and talking to residents and getting feedback and even stepping in to solve some problems. Working with the other trustees over the years, I've had conversations about zoning, and there's times where I felt like what we do here is, you know, we're a recommending body, so the trustees ultimately have the decision, and I wouldn't say I felt like our work wasn't worthwhile, but there was always that, well, the trustees ultimately get to decide and we sit here. As I have explored the duties that I will inherit as a trustee, and as I've moved through this, I look back and I see that I've undervalued my participation in the township as a zoning member. I look back and I see what the board does from a different perspective than being a board member, and I see the value of it as many times more than I anticipated it while I went through the motions and did what the work we did here. So as much as I move forward with excitement and anticipation to be a trustee, I definitely think I'm gonna miss my time here with this group. Don't be surprised if I come back to visit from time to time, but thank you all for helping me get where I did.
Very good.
Appreciate that.
And speaking for myself, I can say that I've worked with Morgan for probably almost the 10 years that he's been on the board, a little less than that. And I also worked with him in the business world, and he's a first-class guy, and we're going to miss him, and we wish him all the best going forward as a trustee of our township. Anybody else have anything?
Just congratulations.
Thank you.
to
No, I agree, but I look at it this way. You're still gonna be a friend and a neighbor. You'll be there at meetings,
I will.
we'll still see you, and that's the thing I'll cherish the most, too.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a good 10 years. It's been a good 10 years. I not only get to serve on the board, Morgan's my next door neighbor. So we actually spend time outside of, zoning issues, and we're able to share a cigar every once in a while and a bourbon, and we'll continue to do that, except now we'll be talking about township issues on a different level instead of just zoning. But no, it's been a great experience working with you, Morgan. You've done a fantastic job. You've always taken the absolute best in the township, with the best of the township in mind. You've always done it with a fair and level hand, and I fully anticipate that that's the way you'll be a trustee.
Thank you.
I think this is it's a great move for you.
Thank you.
I think the township's lucky to have you.
Thank you.
So.
I appreciate that.
Very good. I guess with that, I wish everyone here a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and we'll adjourn the meeting.